Oh my. To the very brim. Whoa. All right, friends, it is time for a favorites and a fails video. I have mostly favorites here, and then I'm going to end the video on what was a very disappointing and surprising fail. If you are new here, hello, my name is Cate the Great, and I'm an exclusively pro-choice influencer, which means that I only feature products from brands that are in support of abortion rights. If you want to find out all of the brands that are indeed in support of abortion rights, head over to one of two places. My Instagram, where I keep the pro-choice beauty brand list as a pinned post always. And I also post it on my YouTube community tab if you don't want to go to Instagram. However, I do want to say that you do not need an Instagram account in order to access my pinned post on my Instagram. You can just screenshot that and keep it on your phone for easy access. Okay, so we're gonna start with skincare, and you've heard me talk about this product before. It is from Dew, which is my #1 skincare brand. This is the Dew Air Angel. This is their lighter version of the Instant Angel, which is their very thick and rich face cream. I use this all the time, but I'm using it even more now because you can actually use this as a serum layer. And this is something I've learned from one of their co-founders, Charlotte Palomino, who is my skincare queen. I trust her with my life. And she talks about how in the winter months, when you want that extra hydration, you can actually use the Dew Air Angel as a serum. So basically you go in with this before your moisturizer, you would go in with this, and then if you're using the Dew moisturizer, you would go in with the Instant Angel after that. And it's really been providing that extra layer of hydration that I'm not mad about in the winter. And I always like to highlight about the Dew Air Angel that this is such a beautiful primer for makeup. I am wearing this today underneath my makeup. I'm wearing it underneath the Patrick Ta foundation. And I always have a code with Dew. I believe it is Cate10 for 10% off, and all of my discount codes can be found down below in the description box, as well as all of the links to everything I'm talking about here today. And then for a body care product that I have fallen in love with, this is the Naturium, the Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Butter. So this is an oil-infused formula that deeply conditions and hydrates the skin with lineolic rich botanical oils, shea butter, glycerin, and squalane. As you can see, I am getting down to the bottom of this. This is the perfect rich body cream for winter, and one of the reasons I love it is because it absorbs into the skin so quickly. There are other moisturizers that I feel like are great, but if I have to take forever to rub something in, I'm over it. And I've got a lot of real estate here to rub things into, you know, so I love when I can find something that is rich and hydrating and also absorbs quickly, and that's exactly what this is. Naturium has quickly become one of my favorite new skincare brands, and it's also just like an insanely affordable brand for the formulas that you're getting. Okay, next moving on to something between skincare and makeup. This is a lash serum. This is the Grande Lash MD. When I tell you that picking lash serum back up has really been game changing in terms of my makeup, I am loving my lashes right now. I finally have the length back that I used to have when I was using lash serum, and I just stopped. For me, it just kind of pulls everything together, and I think my makeup looks even better when my lashes have that length to them, because I am not one for false lashes and I do not like lash extensions. So honestly, when I have longer lashes like this, I feel like I don't even really need to wear eyeliner. Mascara glides on and is easier to use and control. Like I used the Tower 28 mascara today, and it was just such a quicker process than it is when my lashes are shorter. Because I feel like when my lashes are shorter, I'm trying to make fetch happen and I just can't quite make it work. I'm trying to get that length and that lushness, but I just don't have the lashes for it. Well, now I do, thanks to Grande Lash, and this is actually another brand that I have a 15% discount code for. I am a Grande convert. I love this, and I've been meaning to commit to their brow serum as well. If anyone out there has tried the brow serum, I'd love to hear about your experience with it. Now we're moving on to makeup, and this First product, y'all, she's a run, do not walk. This is the Sarah Creel Face Flex Concealer and Complexion Enhancer. I am wearing this on my face today. I'm wearing it as concealer along with my Patrick Ta foundation. I have it underneath my eyes and just spot concealed in certain areas. Guys, this has taken over my #1 concealer spot. This is so natural and so beautiful. The way it stretches over your skin. It literally looks like I don't have any concealer underneath my eyes. This is made to be used as both a concealer and a foundation. This is one of those products that when I put it on my skin and then I blend it in with a sponge, I can't even see it blending out. It just looks like my skin. I cannot say enough about this concealer. This came as a highly recommended product from a couple of friends of mine who I trust with my life in terms of makeup. Thank you so much to Chase and Melanie for insisting that I try this. You were right. Okay, so the next product is blush, and we all knew this was coming. It is indeed the brand new shade extension of the Merit Flush Balms. This release of these shades blew my mind, and I am actually wearing this shade on my cheeks today. This is officially my favorite shade of the new shades. This is the shade La Bon Bon. She is absolute perfection, and on this day, I am deeming this the most wearable bright pink blush that I have ever used. This is going to look gorgeous on every skin tone, whether you have pale skin or whether you have deep skin. It is under the pops in terms of the Flush Balms, which also include one of my favorite shades of all time, which is Stockholm. And if you're a person who feels like you struggle with blush disappearing easily as the day goes on, I would suggest trying a shade like this because it is a little bit more pigmented. It does have a little bit of a staining quality to it, but it's also incredibly sheer and balmy and approachable, and it goes on so beautifully. I don't feel like I've put a clown cheek on my cheek and I have to kind of frantically blend it out. There's none of that with this, and there really never has been with the Flush Balms. They are just so incredibly workable. I also love this shade because it looks beautiful on the lips and it actually does show up on the lips. So I have on La Bon Bon, and then yes indeed, I do have a little bit of Stockholm right on the apples of my cheeks just to give that, it just gives that doll-like effect. This is like a very, very sheer blush, and it almost serves as like a glaze to the cheek. It just makes your cheeks look unreal. So this is one of my favorite toppers to use on top of other blushes because it just ups the ante. This is one of my favorite combinations right now, La Bon Bon and Stockholm. And I picked Rouge back up. This is also considered one of the pop shades of the Flush Balm. I specifically love Rouge on just a bare cheek because it is so sheer. It just gives you that quick natural aspen cheek. And again, this does have a little bit of a staining element to it. So these three shades have been my go-to recently, and don't they look so gorgeous together? Like, what? Okay, moving on to lip products, and this is an oldie but a goodie. I have to mention this because I've been wearing this like every single time I've done my makeup. I think I've worn this in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos that I've done as a base layer on my lips. This is the Rare Beauty lip oil, and the particular shade Hope is what I keep on picking up. These stain the lips like no other, and the thing I love about these is that they don't dry my lips out. So like what I did today is I lined my lips first. I did a nice layer of this. Then I went over that with a gloss, and honestly, that is my go-to for my lips right now. This really saves the day no matter what lip product you're using over it, because I feel like it just provides the perfect layer that just kind of stays so that when any of your other lip products fade away, this is still there and it looks really beautiful and natural. And then for a new product, so this isn't a new product per se, it is a new shade of one of my favorite products, which is the Tower 28 Lip Softy. I rave about this formula. I still feel so passionately about it. I feel like not enough people talk about this because it is truly one of the most hydrating, healing lip formulas out there. And Tower 28 really did themselves in because I think this might be my most favorite shade of the Lip Softy that they've come out with yet. This is called Red Bean Mochi. I am wearing it on my lips today. I do have the lip oil underneath, and it is just the most beautiful, like warm, sort of nudie mauve shade. So there's Red Bean Mochi as a swatch on my wrist. You know how sometimes I put blush on my cheek and I'm like, it looks like instant health? I feel like this is instant health in a lip gloss / lip balm formula. Damn, it's gorgeous. Okay, and the last favorite I have to share with you guys is actually merch. So Merit came out with the everything bag. This is literally the most perfect weekender bag I've ever had. It's also just chic as hell. And it's like the most beautiful, substantial canvas. Just the perfect getaway bag. I'm pretty sure this is about to go away. This is limited edition. This is a free gift with purchase for orders $125 or more, or you can just purchase it on its own. I think it's around $50. I have never seen a brand do a gift with purchase better than Merit. And now we have made it to the fail. So I don't have this to show you. I'm gonna flash it up on the screen because I returned both of these products. This would be the new shades of the Patrick Ta blush duos that came out. The two shades that I tried were She Left Me on Red and She Goes to the Gym. I have never in all of my life had such trouble with a blush. I actually tried She Left Me on Red in my trying new makeup video, and you can see the trouble I have with it. And while both of these shades are very pigmented shades, and yes, I do have pale skin, I love a pigmented shade on pale skin. In fact, one of my favorite blushes of all time was NARS in Exhibit A, just a gorgeous bright red. There was never one time that that shade did me wrong. So I use that as a point of reference to talk about She Left Me on Red. There's actually one time that I applied it that I didn't even show in my trying new makeup video. So I did my makeup 3 times for that video because I could not make that blush work. It's not just that it's far too pigmented, which it is. It's that when I put it on, I could not blend it out properly to save my life. It did not blend out well at all. Usually when I go in with a blush that's maybe a little bit too pigmented, I can find a way to work with that and blend it out fairly quickly. Nuh-uh, not with this blush. I mean, I was like ready to throw it across the room. That's how frustrated I was doing my makeup over and over again. Now, the creams in both of these compacts were fine. They were actually quite pretty, but I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of gorgeous cream blushes. As you can see, I featured some of them here today. The draw of the Patrick Ta blushes to me is that you're getting both the cream and the powder, and you can use them separately or you can use them together. I really do have a lack of pro-choice powder blushes, so that was kind of a big deal for me in terms of the Patrick Ta blushes. I do want to mention that I have many of his other OG shades of the blush. I don't recall having this type of issue with the other shades I have, though now I'm questioning it and I'm gonna pull some of them out and see how I feel about them. So after I had the whole debacle with the She Left Me on Red with my trying new makeup video, I was like, you know what, I'm not giving up. The shade She Goes to the Gym looks absolutely gorgeous. And I was convinced. I was like, that was a fluke, that was a one-off, this shade's going to be stunning. Guys, the same thing happened with that blush shade. When I tell you that I used the softest, most diffused, fluffy ass brush I have, which is this Make blush brush. Oh, actually it's their powder brush. Like, I wanted the least dense bristles I could possibly get to make sure that this blush went on gradually and subtly, barely touched it to the powder and put it on my cheek, and it was just this blotch. And then not me just frantically blending it out like, okay, this is gonna blend out, this is gonna blend out. A minute later, it's still not blending out well. I couldn't believe it. And yes, I had to do my makeup over again with She Goes to the Gym. I did my makeup again. I used even less powder. I barely even had any product on the damn brush, and it was still a hell of a time like making it look okay. So yes, indeed, I did return both of these blushes. They were highly problematic, and there was no way that I would ever pick these up again and use them. Okay guys, that wraps up this video. I used to cheers a product at the end of every video. I need to start doing that again, and I need to stay consistent about it because I missed that. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's a tie. It is a tie between the Flush Balms and the CeraCreel Concealer. CeraCreel Concealer and Flush Balms, good job. You guys are the best. Please stay safe out there, and cheers till next time.